welcome to Lovin Life's Journey. I'm Chantel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today's video is filled with some quick and easy DIY gifts that you can make with items from Dollar Tree. I know a lot of us are scrambling this time of year to find those last minute gifts. These are really easy to put together. They'll go together quick, and most of the items you should be able to find at your Dollar Tree store. So let's jump in and get started.
For this first gift, I will be using one of these box style wall decor pieces, and this needs to be made out of the heavier material, not just like the paper or the canvas. And this is like that pressboard material, and it needs to be open on the back because we're going to use it as a tray. Then I'm going to remove that little hanger from the back, and it will just pop out just using a screwdriver or a little tool. Next, I'm going to paint the entire tray using some black paint. I'm using chalk paint, but you could use acrylic paint or a spray paint, just whatever you have on hand. And once the paint has dried thoroughly, then I will be spraying this with a couple coats of this gloss clear sealer. Next, I'm going to take two 6-inch dowels, and I purchased these in a package at Dollar Tree in the Crafter's Square aisle. And one of them I'm going to leave 6 inches. The other one I'm going to cut down to about 1 inch or 1.25 inches long. And then I'll just sand down that cut end just to make it nice and smooth. Next, I'm going to take a small skewer. This is just one that I had on hand, but you can pick up skewers at Dollar Tree. This is a little bit thicker than a toothpick, but I suppose you probably could use a toothpick or several toothpicks as well. And I am going to cut 5 pieces that are 1/2 inch long. I'm using the small little saw from Dollar Tree for this. It seemed to work best because when I tried to cut it with my X-Acto knife or my wire cutters, it just splintered. So the little saw worked well for this, and then I just sanded the ends to make them smooth. And then I'm going to glue these 5 small pieces to that 1-inch piece of dowel. And if you haven't figured out what I'm doing here, I'm actually making a little wooden rake because this is going to be a Zen garden or relaxation garden gift set. And I think the main thing with this is just to be careful with your hot glue, not to get too much so that it doesn't look messy. So now I'm going to take a little bit of wood glue and also a little dab of hot glue and place that on the end of the 6-inch dowel, and then I'm going to place that down onto the little rake part that I just made right in the center of the larger dowel piece, and this is going to create our little rake. Now that the sealer is dry on my tray, I'm going to assemble my little kit. I picked up a couple bags of sand at Dollar Tree, as well as one of the little succulent plants, and then I'm also adding a few of these smooth stones. These are out of a package that I got at Dollar Tree. I just put some of them in a little plastic bag to add to this kit, and then I'm going to add my rake, and this gift is ready to be wrapped up and given away. I'm just using one of the clear plastic basket wrapping bags from Dollar Tree. They come in a 2-pack, and I actually cut one in half, and this is the half that's open on both ends because I cut it. And I am just taping it, and then I'm wrapping it all around the tray. And you can actually shrink wrap these using a hair dryer. I don't recommend using a heat gun because those are too hot and it will melt the plastic. It'll melt holes in it. So just use a blow dryer if you want to shrink that around it. But I just wrapped it around there, and then you can tie a bow around it if you want to. How fun is this? I think this is really fun to give, and it would be really fun to get. So when the recipient of this gift gets it, they can just pull out all of the items and then pour the sand into the tray and add their little plant and the stones. And I actually pulled the plant out of the little container, but you could leave it in there if you wanted to. And it is just really relaxing and fun to play with this. For this next gift, I will be using 3 of these round pencil cups, and I really like these because they are a natural wood finish. I'm going to leave them natural, but you could paint them in any way you'd like, decorate them, embellish them, just depends on who you're giving them to. So I'm going to start by sanding off the rims, the edges, because they are a little bit rough and splintery, and so I'm just going to make them nice and smooth. Then I'm going to take some thin twine and I'm going to wrap it around all 3 of them about 5 times and then tie a bow in the front. And basically what I'm doing is creating a fun and interesting container that I am going to put some items in to give as a gift. I am going to make this a little manicure set, so I am going to add some cotton balls to the bottom of each of the little cups just to act as a filler, and they're also useful for manicures. And then I found this little pump top bottle at Dollar Tree. This is great to put fingernail polish remover in, so I am going to fill that up with some nail polish remover and add that to one of the cups. I also picked up this little manicure set at Dollar Tree, as well as a couple of fingernail polish colors. I'm also going to add an emery board and these little spacers, and then also one of these polish holders that you hold on your fingers. I don't know what they're called, but they're kind of handy, and so I'm going to add one of those as well. I used the other half of the clear plastic bag that I got from Dollar Tree, the one that was actually still a bag, and put this inside of it, and I'm wrapping a ribbon around it. And then I picked up this little set of 3 miniature emery boards on a little key ring that I'm going to just tie that to the bow as a fun little embellishment to finish it off. And what I love about this is not only is it a nice little manicure set, but it also includes this really nice, unique caddy that the person you give this to can use for all kinds of different things. So it's very useful, but yeah, it's fun too. This next gift I'm going to be making for kids, but you can make it for anyone. I'm going to be using some wooden plaques. I had these on hand, but Dollar Tree does sell them. And I'm going to be using some letter stickers, and since I'm making mine for kids, I'm going to use these animal stickers. Then I'll be using some paint to paint my wood plaque, as well as some Mod Podge. I'm going to start by sanding my plaque on both sides, just getting any of the rough or splintery areas off just to make it nice and smooth and ready for paint. And then I'm going to give my plaque a couple coats of paint on both sides. And if you're wondering why I always dip my brush directly into the bottle of paint instead of putting some on a plate or a palette, it's because I always seem to get way too much on the plate or palette when I squeeze it out, and then I just feel like I'm wasting it. Is anyone else like that, or is it just me? So now I'm going to take some dark brown chalk paint and a dry fluffy brush, and this is just an old brush that I always use for dry brushing. It works pretty well, and I'm dry brushing some of that dark brown on there just to kind of break up the blue and make it look a little aged. And then I'm going to start with the center letter of the name that I am putting on here so that I can make sure and get this in the center, and I'm just going to start adding these stickers. Now, I do recommend just putting them on there lightly so that you can reposition them before you stick them down with very much pressure, because if you stick them down with a lot of pressure at first, they are hard to get up and reposition, which you want them to stick well, so that's good, but if you need to move them around, you need to just put them on there lightly at first. And once those are in place and they are pressed down well, then I am going to use the Mod Podge, and I am going to put 2 coats of Mod Podge on this. This will just help seal those stickers to the sign, and it will also protect it and make it so that you can wipe this off in case little sticky fingers get a hold of it. Next, I'm going to take a little bit thicker jute twine, and I am going to tie a knot in each end and just glue that to the top corners as a hanger. And this is not a heavy sign, so just gluing this with hot glue works really well. And I love how these came out. These are for my little great niece and nephews, and I'm so happy with these. And they were super easy. This next gift is so useful and it's easy to make. It's made out of one pot holder from Dollar Tree, and you want the kind that has the loop on the top, and then some snack-sized Ziploc bags. Now I would recommend getting maybe a name brand thicker snack bag instead of an off-brand that's maybe thinner, because they will hold up better. I am going to cut the tag off of the pot holder so that that is out of the way. Then I'm going to lay my pot holder down so the little loop is on the right hand side. I'm going to lay one snack bag down on that right hand side and tape it down, and then I'm going to do one on the left, and I'm overlapping them just so they're fitting on top of the pot holder, and I'm going to alternate. I'm going to use a total of 8 snack bags. Once I have all 8 bags taped in place, then I'm going to use the sewing machine, and I'm going to do a zigzag stitch down the center of the pot holder, and I'm going to do this a couple of times. This works. I know it seems weird sewing through the plastic bags, but it totally works, and it holds them in place really well. And I'm not showing the sewing part here just because my sewing machine is not really accessible right now. So this is one that I had previously made and has been used for a while. After the bags are sewn in place, then you sew a large button to the outside of the pot holder so that you can put that loop around that button and it holds it closed. This is a great little pouch for emergency kit type items. So I keep one in my car, I keep one at work, and some of the items that you can put in them are basically anything that you might use. And these are great for guys to keep in like their car or their truck in the glove box, because I don't know about you ladies, but my husband's always asking me for all this little stuff because I carry it in my purse. But what does he do when I'm not with him? Because he doesn't carry a purse full of all this stuff. So this is a great idea for them. And so I'm putting things like dental flossers and eyeglass lens cleaners and little antibacterial wipes and band-aids and lotion, and there's all kinds of things you can put in, whatever you can think of that might be needed. Other items you can include are like chapstick and pain reliever, feminine hygiene products, gum, fingernail clippers, not paper clips, safety pins, that's it. And actually even little packets of salt. I don't know how about you, but we've been in the car, you've gotten something in the drive-through, and it is really bland, and so add some packets of salt. So all of those things in this little pouch, throw it in the glove compartment or in the little storage console of your car or at your desk in a drawer, and you've got all of these things on hand. Such a practical and unique little gift. For the last gift, I'm going to be using this basket from Dollar Tree and this cute little llama ribbon. Now, I'm doing this more like a tween or teenage gift, but you could customize it to any age. So I am going to weave the ribbon in and out of the holes on the basket just to embellish it and make it look a little bit cuter. And then I'm going to tie a bow in the front of the basket. I just love this llama ribbon. It is so cute. I'm going to be filling this basket with a decorate your own journal theme. And so first I'm going to, instead of just putting like tissue paper or something in the bottom, I am going to use one of these canvas bags from Dollar Tree. I'm going to use this Do Small Things with Great Love bag because it kind of matches the color scheme and I really like that saying. But I like to use things that are actually useful as filler. You probably have noticed that in some of my videos, but I think this just makes more sense. So I'm putting this bag in, and then I found this calligraphy book. Kind of teaches you how to do calligraphy, and it has some practice pages that's really cute. And then some sticker sheets. One of them is an alphabet sheet so they can put their name on the journal. And of course I picked up a notebook at Dollar Tree, but you could get one at Walmart if you want a bigger one or nicer one. And then I got a cute little sequin pin and some washi tape, and that washi tape is actually from Walmart as it rolls away. It's from Walmart because it's actually cheaper and you get more at Walmart. That's 88 cents, and the one at Dollar Tree is a smaller, lesser amount for $1. But this is just a fun way to give a journal that's more than just giving a journal. It's like giving an activity too. So there are 5 really quick and easy Dollar Tree DIY gift ideas. They all will cost less than $10 to make, and I think they're very fun and unique and not the normal stuff that you see all the time. And so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments, are you ready for Christmas or are you scrambling to finish all of your gifts and DIYs and shopping? If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I would love to have you stick around for more DIY projects to come. And don't forget to hit that bell and set your notifications so that YouTube will notify you when I upload new videos. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a blessed day and a Merry Christmas.